Hello and welcome back to MLS Talk UK. Today's video is going to be a 2019 Major League Soccer Week 3 statistics. Now, last week, if you have missed that video, we did a Week 2 statistics. That pretty much explains how things are going to be working in these statistic videos. But as you can tell, we've got the Eastern Conference sides running along the top, the Western Conference sides running along the bottom. We're going to have a look at the results, the all-round statistics, player statistics, and then team statistics from Week 3. Now, if you want me to do a total stats video for the whole of the 2019 season so far, then make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Also, go follow me on Twitter. That is where I pretty much talk about all things MLS. So without further ado, we're going to go straight on into the results from Week 3. Week 1 had 12 games, Week 2 only had 11, but this week we had 12 games, and it kicked off in Chicago as the Seattle Sounders continued their 100% record. 3 games, 3 wins. They were fantastic in Chicago. Managed to hold on as well and then get the late goal, which topped things off. They had 4 different scorers. Then the Columbus Crew continued their decent start to the season. 2 wins and a draw for them with a 1-0 win over FC Dallas. Gaston Saro with the goal. He's had a really good start to the season, the Argentinian defender for the Columbus Crew actually. Then Houston Dynamo grabbed a 3-2 win, which has actually turned out to be their best ever start to an MLS season. 2 wins and 1 draw. Then we had the New York Red Bulls defeating the Earthquakes 4-1. Now this was an interesting game because San Jose in the first half were the dominant team. Matias Almeida's men took the lead through Espinoza. It was a really nice finish. In the second half, the Red Bulls were fired up and Alex Mule got 2 goals, and that really led the New York Red Bulls to a 4-1 victory. Then the Montreal Impact got all 3 points in Orlando, a pretty convincing win for them. Ignacio Piatti grabbing 2 goals and then Okonkwo grabbing a goal early on. It was pretty comfortable. Dwyer got the consolation. Then DC United grabbed a 5-0 win against Real Salt Lake thanks to a hat-trick from Wayne Rooney. They look very good. Junior Moreno looking good too in that game. Now LA Galaxy won 3-2 at home to Minnesota United, and they were without Ibrahimovic, but they got the job done. It didn't look too convincing in the end with the 3-2 scoreline, but I do have to admit it was fairly comfortable. New York City, 3 games, 3 draws. They got a 2-2 draw with Los Angeles FC. Carlos Vela grabbed a brace. Alexandru Matrica opened the scoring. Alexander Ring put New York City 2-1 up, but then it was a penalty from Vela. And then FC Cincinnati in their home opener battered a really poor Portland Timbers side, it's fair to say. Savarese looks kind of lacking in ideas. Valeri and Blanco not firing at all for the Portland Timbers. A 3-0 win for them. They looked very good, did Cincinnati. And then Atlanta United continuing their pretty uninspiring start to the 2019 season. The champions last year, of course, Martino left, Almiron left, Pity Martinez, De Boer come in. When he was managing in England for Crystal Palace, his first 4 games, Palace didn't actually score a goal. He lost every single one of them. He got sacked after 10 weeks, and I can really see it going the same way here for the Dutchman. They got a 1-1 draw with the Philadelphia Union. The Union took the lead as well. Toronto FC grabbed a 3-2 victory at home after an 80th minute goal from Josie Altidore, the veteran. That was after Carlos Gil's double. Jay Chapman looked very good in that game as well for Toronto, grabbing 2 assists. And then we finally ended the week with a Colorado Rapids draw at home to the Sporting Kansas City. 1-1 that finished. Diego Rubio scoring against his old club, celebrating as well. A bit of controversy behind that, but then it was a pinpoint 87th minute finish from Johnny Russell. Free kick goal straight into the top corner. Howard was nowhere near it, and that finished 1-1. So there are the Week 3 results. We'll move on into the statistics for Week 3. As you can see here, 12 games played, as we know, 47 goals scored. That's the most goals scored so far out of the 3 weeks that have gone in 2019. That's an average of 3.92 goals per game this weekend. Total attendance was down at 239,156. You thought it would have been a bit higher with Atlanta being at home, but they only managed to get 40,000 into the Bens. A bit of apathy through their poor start to 2019, it's fair to say. The average attendance down below 20,000 for the first time in 2019. 19,930 that was. 51 yellow cards this weekend as well, average of 4.25 per game. That's fairly high, and the red cards were up as well with 5 red cards cards in 12 games, 0.42 per game. Of course, Real Salt Lake's 2 red cards this weekend contributed quite heavily to that total. Corners were at 113 in total, that's 9.42 per game, so a pretty high total. And then the shots were up as well at 329, 27.42 shots per game. Shots on goal 111, averaging 9.25 per game. Block shots coming in at 78, 6.5 block shots per game on average, that is. Fouls up at 303, that's an average of just over 25 fouls per game, quite a lot this weekend. And then offsides, there was actually a few less offsides this week than we've seen in the 2 previous weeks gone. Only 39, an average of 3.25 per game. And then first half goals, we saw 19 scored in the first half and 28 scored in the second out of the 47 goals scored. So second half goals coming in considerably higher than the first half ones. Then we'll move on to the week 3 player statistics. As you can see here, top goal scorer, it was a hat-trick from Wayne Rooney at home to Real Salt Lake. Most assists was Albert Elise, Junior Moreno and Jade Chapman. Of course, Elise of the Houston Dynamo had a really good game. Junior Moreno at DC United setting up 2 of DC United's 5 goals, and then Jade Chapman grabbing 2 assists. Stephen Fry had a fantastic game for the Seattle Sounders in Chicago. There was 6 goals in that game. He conceded 2, but he also made 10 saves in total. That was double than any other keeper over the course of week 3. So a really good week for him. Most shots coming in was Wayne Rooney. That just shows you how many chances DC United were getting. Also shots on target was Wayne Rooney with 5, scoring 3 of those shots. Player most offsides was Fafa Picault for the Philadelphia Union. He got 3 offsides in Philadelphia Union's 1-1 draw away to Atlanta. Player most fouls committed was Brian Acosta, and then Albert Elise with 5. And then the most fouls suffered was John Arice for the Chicago Fire at home to the Seattle Sounders. 6 times he was fouled. And that is the week 3 player statistics, as you can see there. We'll move on to the team statistics now. And it was actually Atlanta United who came in with the highest possession stat, 71.4%. I'm sure Atlanta United's fans would rather see 3 points on the board than, 70% in possession, dominating the ball. Most goals scored was, of course, DC United in their 5-0 win. Most yellow cards was New York City, who grabbed 5 at home. Most corners was FC Cincinnati at home in their 3-0 win over the Portland Timbers, just showing how dominant they really were. Most offsides was Cincinnati and Philadelphia. Most shots was the Chicago Fire. As we know, Stephen Fry made 10 saves. Chicago had 25 shots in total, but also were the highest with shots on goal in 12. This just shows how well Stephen Fry played. Most blocked shots was San Jose Earthquakes, even though they fell to a 4-1 defeat to the New York Red Bulls. Just shows that the Red Bulls came alive in that second half, really. Most fouls committed was Houston Dynamo and New York City coming in at 19, and the most fouls suffered were the Vancouver Whitecaps and LAFC coming in at 19. And then the pass accuracy, 3 teams up at 87%, Atlanta United, LA Galaxy and DC United, all teams that played at home, of course. And Atlanta popping up again with a pass accuracy. The ball like to see these stats high, but not getting the victory could ultimately cost his job so early on. But there you have it, guys. There is the week 3 team statistics and the week 3 statistics as a whole. Of course, guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, then please be sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Go check me out on Twitter. Link to that will be in the description down below. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.